Alright, let's get into it. Work's been okay. Well, that's good. You spend it on things, you spend your money on things you want for now. You actively spend a lot of money on your teeths. I have spent a lot of money on my teeths. A lot of money has gone on my teeth for the last, like, month. And then earlier today, my temporary filling fell out. Literally, it must have happened whilst I was eating dinner, like, a couple of hours ago. Yeah. Well, yeah, welcome back to my island sanctuary. Have I called it in? They're closed. It happened after they had closed for the day. I will call them tomorrow. I will call them tomorrow, okay, Dad? Or else... Or else what? You're gonna fly over from Portugal and make me? Fucking bet. So yeah, I have been continuing with the Island Sanctuary. I have ranked everything up to level 3. The cropland and the pastures are also level 3. And I am just waiting to get some island silver ore so that I can build a lighthouse. And then I will have built everything there is to build. At this moment in time, there's still more stuff that I can do. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not doing terribly on cowries. You just might... Well, actually, you can't. You have no passport yet. Haha! I have some more guys. Some more lovely guys. These are my friends, including the Oryx that is just fucking huge. And they are getting looked after by the mammoths. And you might not be able to go there, but you can psychologically pressure me to do it. I do that myself. I now have 3 separate levels of farmland, and he could look after them, but in case it causes anyone to have conniptions, it's Raw Island Garnet is the thing that I don't have enough of, but I will gather it by the time that I need it. So it doesn't matter that I don't have all the stuff. Oh yay. Paladin. Got it to level 90. Because... Now I just need to get Dark Knight up to 90 and everything will be level 90 or higher, other than Blue Mage, which I just need to pull my finger out for. I've done a couple of fates, not too many. But I've done some fates. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Let's start by ranking up with the Arcasadora. Get fucked. Can I do it as a level 80 or do I have to be... I can. Cool. Happy to see you. I've actually got something to tickle your thinker with. Hey Maru, get over here. Starting with the good news, looks like the hottest thing on Thavner is Savannah's new Tandoor. Folks can't get enough of our homemade grub. Being able to eat whatever we want's about the best idea I've ever come up with. All you really need in life's a kitchen. Which brings us to our recent pickle. All the new business we're getting is really wearing down our hippos. We can't afford to lay off the work, but my poor girl Soria's got bags under her eyes. This calls for a dip in the spa. You know, I've never given creature comforts much thought before, but if it's for our hippos, maybe it's time to start. Boss! Boss! Huh? Oh, if it isn't Gassa. What are you doing back so early? You're supposed to be out on delivery, ain't you? That's just it, boss. Oh, we got trouble. The order I was out delivering, it got snatched. Straight out of my arms. Just when I enter the jungle, this bloke jumps out at me like I'm serving 2 for 1 at his favourite mayonnaise. I pull up so I don't ride straight into him, but he rushes me, grabs the food I'm holding and takes off. How dare he! Stealing my food and running around in flashy armour like he ain't got nobody to answer to. Armour? A meal moocher wearing armour? Alright. Forget that loon gasser. Remake the order and get it delivered. On the double. You up for stretching your legs? Let's see if we can't find this son of a Bamunga. Bajamga. Son of a fuck. Good. I'll go and itch up Soria. If she'll even let me. How am I going to convince her this time? Like I said, we've got a thief to catch. Meet me over at the Shroud of the Samga and we'll see if she left any naan crumbs. I mean, naan is just bread. Like chai is just tea. So when you order a naan bread, you're ordering bread. And chai tea is TT. But we also say ATM machine. Here you are. Perfect timing. Me and Soria just made a sweep. But we didn't see anything out of the ordinary. An SMH my head. Yeah. Yeah. There's quite a few things where we take the abbreviation and then repeat the last part of it. Not surprising, of course. No thief I've ever met sticks around and face the music. Anyway, see if you can pick up anything we might have missed. The jungle's always moving after all. You never know what you might find. Me and Soria will catch up in a little bit. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. We are dum-dums. Yes. As you survey the area for suspicious activity, some nearby leaves rustle, and, A murderous Asvatha appears. Hello. So after I have a question, mostly curiosity. Okay. Any games recent or not released yet that I am hyped for? Why do I sense ulterior motives? You swear it is just curiosity. Right, okay. Well, obviously, Expedition 33 is... It seems like it's a game that's right up my fucking alley. But I've got so many things to play that I'm happy to wait for it to go on sale or something. Because even if I bought it now, I don't know, I'd be knocking other games that I've had for longer to the side in order to play it. Duskbloods, obviously I'm interested in, but I need to get a Switch 2 before I can do anything with that. Is there anything else that has recently come out or is gonna come out soon? I don't really think so. Yeah, no, I don't really think so. But there's much on my radar that I don't already have. I think it is mainly just Expedition 33 and Duskblood. I don't think there's even anything else that is coming out on the Switch 2 that's been announced yet that I give a shit about. I think it is literally, I'd be getting the console for Duskbloods. It's just, it's nice that stuff is backward compatible. But yeah. Anyway. And the extra emulators. Oh yeah, there's more emulator stuff. If I wanted to emulate any of that stuff, like, I can do it pretty easily. Yeah, they are making some stuff exclusive to the Switch too. But the emulator stuff, honestly, if I was going to emulate something, I would probably do it through entirely legitimate means, do it on the computer instead, because then you can do stuff like scaling up resolutions and textures and texture swapping, and the game can run really good, and I can even like speed it up, like when I've done the older Final Fantasy games. Yeah, totally legit. Anyway, as you survey the area for suspicious activity, you spot an armed Arcasfedora. You recognize her as the hunter, Sula. She lifts her hand in salutation before disappearing into the jungle. Still through a totally legit copy of the game. Yes. I would still support the game makers, developers, and publishers, and everything else. Not that you particularly do that buying second-hand games. Babies! More. Your survey of the area yields not a suspicious person, but 2 adorable hippo calves. You may smell more like hippo than you think, because they cling to you as a comrade. They're adorable. Without a herd to protect them, these 2 calves might easily fall prey to other wild beasts. It would be best to pause your search for now and accompany them to safety. Big yawn. Papa! This energetic hippo calf looks ready to follow you. It nudges the shy hippo calf beside it into encouragement. Tina should know what to do. Wait, where'd you get those hippos? Don't tell me you're the type that can't help picking up strays if they look at you all winsome-like. Nothing suspicious save these little pots, huh? Strange there weren't other hippos, though. Me and Soria also made an odd find. A Radiant who'd gotten smacked around by a beast, but no sign of our thief. Anyway, I bundled him into the cart and sent Soria off to Palika's stand. Let's head over as well. Gasser should be there with his delivery by now, and I want to get his account again. Bring those calves while you're at it. It's too dangerous to leave them out here alone. Wait, where am I going? Looks like that Radiant got back safe. One of their friends just thanked me. Greetings. Yazan tells me you've taken to the shipping trade. You sure do know everybody, don't you? Apologies for the delay of your delivery. Some scoundrel ran off with the first batch we sent. What's this island coming to that Arcus Sadora can't even trust each other and not to act like 2 guild thieves? That's not even getting into the bugger's poor taste in armour. Anyway, we're still terribly sorry to have kept you waiting, miss. Think nothing of it. It was only the most minor of delays. I'm more worried about this scoundrel you mentioned. I've been patrolling this area for some time, and this is the first I've heard of an Arcus Sadara. Wearing armour? Oh no, mother forfend. In any case, I'll be sure to keep my eyes extra sharp while patrolling. We can't have Matunga running wild and pilfering prawns now, can we? You're making an odd squeaking noise, did you know? And your tika's getting cold. Right you are, young Rakashir. Let us eat. As grandmother used to say, an empty stomach leads to forest fires. Or was it friendly fire? Forgive me, I feel faint. After we partake of these delicious meals, we shall scour the jungle for any nefarious suspects. I'll send word if we find anything. So, are you going to introduce me? Or should I skip straight to the cuddling? Why is that just any white woman meeting some kind of furry animal? Oh, God. They were alone. Usually calves this young are glued to their parents. But you're saying there were no other hippos around. Listen, cute things deserve pets. I know, that's why I have a cute thing that gets pets. She was... Oh, Nyx was so cute, cuddling me on the sofa earlier. She was literally, like, curled up with her head on my arm, and she had one paw under her chin rested on my arm, so that she was kind of like that, but on my arm, and it was adorable. The sentence above also stands for humans, not just animals. This is true. Yes. Remember to pet your short, big titty goth girls. They deserve love too. Yeah. My deliveries are gone, so why don't I go and have a look around the watering holes up north, see if my expert eye don't pick up something useful. Ah yes, the goth short stack. I might no longer have one, but it is still the dream. Truth be told, these darlings probably smell too much like us to be going back to their herd now. Take them home so we can make sure they grow up right, will you, boss? Gasser can be a hothead, but he's a real hippo whisperer. Ain't no one knows him better. I'll take the juniors back to Savannah. Stop by later when you get the chance.
They're so cute.
I don't want a cart that is pulled by just like one adult hippo. I want like dog sled style with like 6 or 8 baby hippos. Can I have that instead of the cart with just one big hippo? Please? Ugh. The children yearn for the sled pulling. The children, they yearn for the mines. Calves are making themselves right at home. Nothing better than having an herd, after all. You went out looking for a bandit and brought back hippo calves instead. You're pretty bad at finding things, but they sure are cute. The master returns. Find anything? I searched high and low, boss, but there's not a hippo to be had for Gil or Glory. Judging by their tracks, the herd must have left in a hurry. So you think the calves got left behind in the scramble? I reckon nothing short of an outright blaze would be enough to separate cow from calf, but I ain't heard news of any fires recently. Something else might have done it, boss, or someone. I found tracks that look an awful lot like an Arcasadara's. A hippo poacher? Can't rule it out, to be sure. Thankfully, I didn't find no grizzly bits or nothing, so either way, the hippos probably got away safe. In any case, we got a no-good, grub-grabbing, hippo-harassing lowlife on our hands. We gotta be extra careful till we catch this bandit. Maybe so, but us hippo riders are professionals now. Can't let nothing stop us from delivering. Son of a bajamga! The creature comforts! Boss, you feeling alright? I am, but our hippos ain't. If this thief comes angling for our deliveries again and the hippos are too tired to haul themselves out of there, we're done for. And I'm not feeling great about our odds, seeing as even Soria was tipping me the cold shoulder earlier. I thought I'd have to pull her in the cart. If it's rest our poor pots need, then our first order of business a proper sleeping stable. Long overdue if you ask me. And for our new additions, a wading pool. It's safer if they can swim right at home. Guess we could fix up that old fish pond and make a splash. It ain't deep enough for the bigger hippos though. It's better than nothing. We can't keep them cooped up in Savannah all the time anyway. That's not good for the hippo soul. May as well take him out for proper bathing excursions. I guess they are the ones doing most of the legwork. This ain't no small project, Gasser. You better be helping me build all of this. Adorable little fuckers. Oh. Wait, what the fuck? Why is he dead? What happened? Thanks to Mario and Gus's exhaustive efforts, Savannah has a new stable and wading pool. The hippo riders are now known as unique couriers, which is presumably an improvement. Make the most of their rested and refreshed hippos. It's been half an hour and I've done one quest. Whoops. The thing is, I need to do a lot of stuff tomorrow. Because we're doing more DRS. We have DRS tomorrow and Saturday. I'll take the card, thanks. I don't particularly care about the furniture items, but... I'm gonna kill some elephants. Saves hippos, kills elephants, yeah. Look, I have my priorities straight, I promise. I'm not sure I'm gonna kill these guys in time. I've only got 3 minutes. This could be going a fair bit quicker, but at the same time, I don't think my gear can be much better. So I don't think it's a gear issue. Maybe I should just start solo targeting. I mean, I say that it's not going that well. I've killed like half of what I need to. It'll probably be fine. It will be fun. Just one. God damn it. Fuck off. Yeah, that was 500,000 experience for one fate. Could do worse. Let's go see some bunnies. My people. But yeah, we've got a re-clear run of DRS tomorrow, and then probably doing the quest line for having done all of the role quests. And then Saturday there's a newbie run of DRS. But while I will be streaming that, I'll then be pivoting back to DS2 Purecaster afterwards. Calamari rapini. Fresh squid stuffed with a vibrant array of vegetables and cheese, then simmered to perfection in dry white wine. That sounds good. That sounds good, man. I could go for some stuffed squid. What is that bunny? Hold on. Shishuye. That must be from One Trail? I don't know, but I want him. I want a bunny. He's cute. The machining station has surpassed our wildest imaginings. What are those things? Mechanical mysteries aside, we've gathered a good crowd. Yeah, I know we can do more. I feel it in my ears. I asked the others if they had any ideas, and apparently Managing Way has it all planned out. Managing Way, can you share your thoughts with After? Certainly. Consider, if you will, the traditional Leporit diet. Carrots, carrots, and more carrots. Many of us, myself included, have in fact subsisted exclusively on carrots. Contact with the people of Aetheris, however, has revealed a whole world of non-carrot foodstuffs, in addition to fascinating trades and traditions entirely centered around food. If a Leporit's heart harbored a secret passion for such cuisine, how would they know? They would not. Until they visited our one-of-a-kind cooking station, that is. A delicious idea, is it not? I'm genuinely asking. I, too, have eaten naught but carrots, you see. And thus we arrive at our primary issue. Staffing. There are few Leporits with sufficient knowledge of cuisine. What about Pudding Way? He's certainly enthusiastic. I know a cooking way. Cooking Way! He does seem to be the natural choice, doesn't he? Unfortunately, he's currently studying with the Sharlians. We'd need to coax him back to the moon if he is to work with us. Perhaps he won't need coaxing. We won't know until we try. Though I don't fancy wandering through the city by myself again. What with the gleaners running to and fro. I never watch where they're swinging those pointy knees of theirs. Please, would you come and protect me from the knees? How many times have they been kneed? I am in your debt. Together we shall brave the fearsome Aetheryte Plaza. So many knees. So little time. All those people. All those knees. But we must approach if we are to inquire as to Cookingway's whereabouts. Not that the folk of Aetheris are terribly good at telling us Leporits apart. Huh. Perhaps we can ask by begin by simply asking if they've seen any Leporits about. Aside from me, that is. Shall we? Wish that worked. Of mothers and merchants. I wonder if that is a custom delivery, and if it's for mothers, is it for Miss Madame Levileur? Seeing so many shops lined up, I can't help but feel excited. Who knows what's in store? We wanted the other Leporits to experience the same sense of anticipation, so Managing Way and I used this place as a reference for the Dreaming Workshop. Can you tell? In fact, actually, does it tell me? No, because I've not unlocked them. It doesn't tell me who the next custom delivery is. I did see a Leporit not long ago, in fact. They were watching diners at the last stand and muttering something about pudding? Yes, I could have sworn they were murmuring, "How's the pudding?" Most peculiar. I have a sneaking suspicion your mystery mutterer is not the Leporit we're looking for, but I appreciate the information nevertheless. Leporits? Yeah, I do recall seeing a few of your kin earlier this afternoon. One appeared to be off to the last stand, while the other was walking toward the studium. Charlians truly are as knowledgeable as they say. Thank you, good sir. I have a feeling I shouldn't play Triple Triad with you. Oh god, swap and plus. Shit. Shit. I think I want to protect that one. Fuck. Yeah, they took my Cerberus. My Cerberus is really good, though. Wait, no, that's not Cerberus. That's Therion. From, The Dying Gasp? Was it? Something like that. Now you're gonna turn that. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected you to do, to be honest. That's a bit shit. I want to beat... I don't know why. I just saw Cheating Way and decided I wanted to try it. The little bastard. Interesting. Okay, I think it's safe to say I've won. Yeah. And I didn't get the card. Fuck you. You have 2 cards. Although, do they? They're showing now as if they don't have any cards. But they did. I swear they did. Motherfucker. Yeah, now they're showing as having a star, which means I already have everything they can give. Right? I don't know if there's anyone else with Triple Triad here. I don't think there is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that means when they have the star. They've got nothing to give. Gazing at it from the faraway moon, we always imagined Etheirys to be the most beautiful place, and truly it is. I'm glad it's still here. Oh, another Leporit. This must be my lucky day. I was indeed just speaking with one of your kind about his research into Far Eastern recipes. A particular interest of mine. I must say, that fellow has good taste. Recipes, you say? Why, that must be Cooking Way! Do you happen to know where he went? Not precisely, though he headed off toward the west side of town. Perhaps he went to search for more recipes? In any case, your assistance in this matter was most greatly appreciated. Based on what we've gleaned thus far, I believe the unidentified Leporit headed for the studium is most likely our Cooking Way, in which case we shall be right on his tail. I probably should have just used the Aetheryte. Oh well. Salutations, Cooking Way. Dreaming Way? Is that you? What happened to your clothing? It's very yellow. Well, since you asked. Heavens, I had no idea that our fellow Leporites were in such dire straits. It's only right I do what I can to help them. And I must admit, I'm eager to test the many recipes I've learned here on Aetheris. I know I've been a bit fixated upon carrots in the past, but I'm a changed Leporite now. There's a whole world of flavour out there, and it's time we brought it to Best Ways Burrow. Huzzah! Flavour! Of course, I will need a kitchen. I can provide my own pots and pans, but I'd appreciate your assistance with dishes and utensils. Most of Aetheris' cuisine is not so conducive to gnawing as one might expect. Leave it to us. I saw a chopstick once. Yes, about that. It would probably be best for you to consult Master Dickon at the last stand about the details. He'll show you what you'll need to prepare and in what quantities. Meanwhile, I shall return to the burrow and begin preparing my kitchen. There's much to be done. Thank heavens he's agreed. Let's go and speak with this Master Dickon. I imagine that you have a rough idea of what utensils are, but it never hurts to get a second opinion. I too have seen a chopstick before. In fact, I probably eat with chopsticks more often than I do with a knife and fork at this point. Yeah, the last stand. Dickon! Well, if it isn't my favourite temporary server. And I see you brought one of the cute little moon fellows too. Tableware for the Leporites? Well, why not? You'll need dishes and bowls, of course. Some cutlery. Perhaps tablecloths and mats as well. One moment, I'll make a list. This should be everything. Thank you very much. Don't mention it. Just save a place for me. I'll get up there one of these days. Please do. I'll even send you a proper invitation once we're operational. Speaking of which, it's time we return to Hopper's Hold. Those sticks won't chop themselves. Back to it we go. Oh yeah, Tinga. Have you seen the new Kingdom Hearts 4 news? They've stopped developing whatever the spin-off game, well, side game they were planning on making was. And now they're focusing just on Kingdom Hearts 4, and there's some new screenshots out. Sora still looks weird in the, like, Yozora style, but Kingdom Hearts 4. There you are. I turned Master Dickon's list over to Managing Way. So preparations are well underway. They did ask me to ask you to craft a few things though, if you don't mind. Specifically, fancy table mats! Oh, how exciting! I have the necessary supplies here so you can set to work straight away. As always, we've stocked the Dreaming Supporter with surplus supplies, so feel free to ask for more in case of unforeseen misfortune. If I had a carrot for every time I've accidentally hopped too hard on one of our components. Why are you hopping on components? It actually does make sense if I was making chopsticks as a carpenter. But of course, I'm not making chopsticks. I'm making tablecloths. I trust your work went to plan. Managing Way's plan, that is. Oh, is that what those are supposed to look like? Fascinating. Cooking Way's already arranged his kitchen according to his very exacting preferences, so we should have everything we need to get started. I hope you worked up an appetite. Oh god. Feast your eyes on the cooking station. What shall we eat first? Welcome! Do taste as many dishes as you like. Each recipe has been prepared with loving care. If you have any questions about the flavours or techniques involved, I should be more than happy to instruct you. I remember that Leporit. I should like to speak with them, but they're always running off. The cooking station is now open, servicing the hungry Leporits of Hopper's Hold and beyond. There's much yet to be done, however. If each is to find new purpose, continue expanding the workshop to see what dreams may come. Cool, cool. Now we just have the Omicron to rank up with. Oh, I'm a yawny fuck. Finding Way can find his own way without you, but chooses to tag along. I mean, it does make sense for me to have a bunny with me, doesn't it? It just makes sense. I need to be a gatherer. I need to not yawn every 5 fucking seconds. That'd be nice. This unit is pleased to inform you that culinary ingredient supply has stabilized, and relations with reconstructed Corellians are rated as friendly. As conditions for proceeding with the next phase of operations are optimal, this unit has taken the liberty of ordering additional customers. Patron 003 and Patron 004 are being transported to the last dregs even as we exchange communication signals. What sort of patrons has Stigma 4 reconstructed for us this time, I wonder? We may as well see for ourselves. Cafe has a pleasant ambiance about it these days, wouldn't you say? The Corellians aren't even shouting at each other. But where are our new customers? Patrons were seated according to table with a view protocol and served in accordance with salad protocol, which have produced satisfaction rate of 124% among customers to date. How the fuck is it above 100? Excellent work, unit. It is always better to speak with customers after they've been fed. These patrons are of the Grebeloff race, known for its metallurgy. Records indicate that this civilization originated amidst the shining blue seas of its home planet, later adapting to life on its land masses. Thus, the Grebeloff diet includes both fish and plant matter. Oh dear, is the salad not to your liking? The organic life form's preferences confound this unit's logic circuits. Please provide additional data. Oh, I hope you won't take this personally. It's a perfectly lovely salad, only... I miss home so much. I see. The salad brings back painful memories. Could we get you something else, perhaps? All our friends are dead. Wait, how about a cup of tea? What are we gonna do? We made our customers cry. Cry! We need to catch them before they can escape through the portal to another Ostracon. If we can't cheer them up quickly, their woe will plunge this whole place into despair. Audio input registers no whimpering in this vicinity. This unit can only conclude Patron 003 and Patron 004 have utilized the portal to teleport to base Omicron. Curse their advanced technological comprehension born of generations of metalworking innovation. Fear not, anxiety-prone lifeform. The base Omicron perimeter is perpetually monitored by patrol units. This unit will transmit recorded data of customer services interaction to aid in detection of rogue patrons. Well then, what are we waiting for? Fugitive Grebeloff data downloaded. initializing pattern matching sequence. Sighting confirmed. Last known location, territory between base Omicron and clouded portal. Target lifeforms were deemed annoying but non-threatening, warranting no interaction. Anomalous data detected in clouded portal transmission record. Timecode suggests these unregistered lifeforms may be the Grebulophs you are looking for. Camera recordings confirm that Patron 003 ran screaming through base Omicron, followed closely by Patron 004. Did any patrol units provide additional data? Then there is a high probability that clouded portal was the customer's point of egress. How do their little legs run so fast? Asking for a friend. At any rate, that portal leads to Ostracon Tria. Let's make for the abode of the ear. At the least, there may be more eyewitnesses. Per this ear unit, the rogue customers may be somewhere nearby. If it is indeed the well-armored beings you speak of, they entered our abode crying for water. Incidentally, their crying produced water as well, which one must assume is why they were carrying on so. Regardless, we told them of the wellspring of regret. Perhaps it brings them spiritual comfort, as we once found in our holy places. Or perhaps they continue to weep even now. This unit would not venture to theorize. However, projections do indicate that once the Grebulophs locate a water source, they will entrench there. Despite their sophistication, their nature subjects them to certain base instincts. If only they'd stayed for tea. They must be awfully dehydrated by now. Come on! Found you. Doesn't look the most inviting. Fathomless deep. You followed us all the way out here? It is our responsibility as cafe managers, though we underestimated your determination and lung capacity, I must admit. Do you feel better now that you've seen the water? Query. Is the imbecilic lifeform malfunctioning? This unit lacks many of the traits shared by organic races, but even so, the visual data could not be more conclusive. I shan't dignify that with a response, but how do you feel? So, bad, then. Yes, bad! We finally escaped those pointy, terrible machines, only to find this! We can't dive in this miserable little puddle. It's barely suitable for dipping. I don't want to be in this strange land. I want to go home! We've lost so much. Did we finally lose our ocean too? I'm not certain I understand. Are oceans truly that superior to lakes? Our seas on the moon don't even have water most of the time. Like in old Charlian, big and blue with a horizon all its own. This unit has never seen such a thing. Omicron protocol is to evaporate significant water sources that may be of use to the enemy before landing. There are no oceans in Ultima Thule, that's for certain. Even so, there must be something here that brings back pleasant memories of the sea, rather than depressing ones. You would know. What's unique about the ocean aside from all the water? The salty sea breeze. In that case, perhaps we can harness the scent you recall to evoke memories of relaxing days on the shore? This unit acknowledges the potential of this course of action. Comparison of data from the dead ends and records on the Ragnarok show significant similarities between the chemical compositions of the oceans of Aetheris and the Grebulov star. Sea smell it is, or once after sniffs out any sufficiently ocean-scented ingredients, we'll sprinkle it on a delicious dish to raise our customers' spirits. Isolating odoriferous compounds and querying database. Chemical match found. Salt mined from deposits at approximate coordinates 14, 17, 2 will produce a similar odor to the sea salt of your home star. Surely we can find some manner of dish to cook with that. Perhaps a soup? It's salt. You can use it on anything. This unit suggests worrying about that after allied units reconvene at the last dregs. In the meanwhile, protocols require that management gently prod the customers until they regain their faculties. I wonder what it would... like, fishing, this one seems quite obvious that we'd be getting fish. I wonder what we'd be getting as a botanist. What's something that would remind me of the sea? Samphire? Or seaweed? I think samphire is just an association, because you tend to have samphire with fish dishes. Being said, I don't actually know how samphire grows. It just... you just grow it. Yeah. Okay, it's nothing special then. Customer vital signs stabilized. Social acceptability of issuing diner invitations restored to 100%. Ingredients confirmed. Loading recipe. Huzzah! It's time to get cooking! It's blue. Did they make sea salt melted ice cream? This salty, tangy, vaguely fishy aroma. How bittersweet it is. Whoa! Wait, they're otters? They're not fish? Astounding! It tastes just like the tide. An invigorating flavour, as if I've waded in and accidentally swallowed a lungful. Ah, such fond memories, even if they do sting a bit. We had many, many a good day, thanks to our beautiful sea. If I could go back to those times, I'd treasure the blessings it gave us. I would keep it safe from harm. Incoming transmission from Stigma 4. Observational units report rapid changes to Elysion's landscape. All signs point to Grebulov influence. Really? Well, this bears seeing for ourselves. I can't fucking speak. This unit fears for the cardiovascular system of the excitable life form and recommends not keeping it in suspense any longer. Oh. Okay, it's legitimately just a part of their world. Which again reminds me of the Village of the Ancients. Oh, that's cute. Why does that look like a Pokemon? The pseudo-legendary moth? It's a fire type? I forget what it's called. From their profound love and appreciation, the Grebulov's ocean has been reborn. It'll make a fine home for myriad aquatic creatures. There's yet much room for Elysion to grow and change. What other hopes will the power of Dynamis bring to life? It may be a bit smaller than the real thing, but it certainly smelled like an ocean to me. And did you see the happy looks on the Grebulov's helmeted little faces? This unit did see and appreciates allied units' assistance in fulfilling this objective. We have land, we have sea. One does wonder what could possibly come next, not to mention what menu items it'll inspire. More importantly, this mission is evolving. Analysis of statements made by the Grebulovs, as well as their overall demeanor, indicates that their memories originated just prior to their star's ultimate demise. Once reconstructed, the individuals initially remained in a state of deep despair over what had befallen their world, and its seas in particular. Via Operation Soup, however, cafe management restored to them their will to carry on. These events have caused this unit to reevaluate the significance of the current mission. Mission significance and satisfaction with current orders are now rated as high. Yet this unit has unresolved queries. Metaphysically, this unit and other life forms in Ultima Thule are naught but simulations. Memories reconstructed with Dynamis. Regardless of our actions, can these lives truly be categorized as meaningful? Not to cut your existential crisis short, Bolthead, but do we not have data proving you're as metaphysically significant as anyone else? Our customers affected the Dynamis of Elysion, and that's a fact. You lot may be a little different, but your feelings, your hopes, your dreams, those are real. So let's get out there and serve up some smiles, eh? We can't do it without you. Affirmative. Thank you, Jammingway. Oh, there is a cat. There is no longer a cat. She came in, had a look around, fucked off again. Okay. Not mending, vending. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the card. That is only the first rank up with them, because I was late in unlocking them. Cool! Well, we can now head back to Razat Khan to do the... Was it Magical Caster? Or did we do Magical Caster? It's either Magical Caster or Range. I mean, I'm saying Magical Caster. No fucking shit, Magical Caster. Magical Ranged. Or Physical Ranged. I forget which one it is. It is Physical Range. Okay. Grabbing a drink. What do I want to do these as? I feel like I've not played Bard in a while. I've played Machinist, I've played Dancer a little bit off stream because sometimes I'll use them for baits or like running through Aurum Vale for Wondrous Tales. You want up, girl? Yeah, you do. Come on. Hello. Baby. Just a baby. She's got a very good hold on my t-shirt. Just a baby. Don't get spooked by me opening the can, please. Good girl. I want to work out where you're gonna go, or are you gonna settle? No. Oh, okay. That's where you want to go? That's fine. Do I want to... Shall I try and see... I can't. Okay. My old webcam, I think, has kicked the bucket. Either that or I need to fuck about with the connections into my computer. But I can't set up cat cam. But she is just loafing on my desk. Staring off the side like she's having an existential crisis, but... Seeds of disquiet. Do mine eyes deceive me? Lady After! Oh, thank the Kami. Lord Hian has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter. The hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we've made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy. for it commands the skies of Doma. That explains why it's ranged. Duh. But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversary. Well, if no other marksman's up for the task. Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, Lady After. Okay, I can definitely go to the Enclave. It's not like I've already spent all my fucking time there. That's kind of a lie. I've not really, other than doing DRS, I haven't really been doing anything in Bosnia since finishing the Paladin relic. I'm kind of waiting until I've unlocked the Mandeville relics, so that I have something to spend all of my fucking poetics on. Hey, Yugiri. Good to see you after. When we received word that you, of all people, had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. Lord Heian will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here for a moment. Well, well, that the Kami should guide your steps to our door once more, with such fortuitous timing. Pray, forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Thavnair, a similar creature was born of a woman in Isari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. An all too cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with Asahi and the Empire, just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beast from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Thavnair, and their numbers increase by the day. From what I understand, this phenomenon's not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety, emotions which of late can be found in abundance. Slaying the beasts means nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Heian! You have to help. The villagers, they... Sir, please calm down. Tell us what happened. Another's been turned into mine, my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not. We will see to the beast. As of yet, there is no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I'll show you. The beast was right here, I swear it. I thank you for leading us here, but it's not safe. Please, return to your village. We should split up if we have any chance of finding it. Would you see to the west? I'll search in the north. Yugiri, I'll leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They'll not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Now, let us not waste any more time. Forgot how good the music is here. That's a player. Oh, frightened youth? Oh no! How do I bard again? I haven't barded in a while. Also, this is not the bow I expected for some reason. I thought I had it glamoured. Are you alright? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. It would appear After arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Why did you kill my brother? Your brother? Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had she not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. No. No, you're wrong. You killed him. Murdered him. I hate you. At least you're alive to hate us. Issei, what are you doing here? Searching for Tonbo. Clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed. Tombo gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you, forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was regrettably not among those who returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into Asari, a shadow of her former self. Tsuyu may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death, and of their father's absence. Deprived of hope and of hate all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No. It was a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain and took the brother who brought him comfort. Aye, I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tonbo. For all the people of Doma. Please, return home, Issei. Be safe. Let us return to the Dome and Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. I was about to say, I don't remember there being a Matunga here. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance, and an apology, for I've made you an executioner in young Tombo's eyes. Would that I had been the one who witnessed cut down the beast his brother had become. But we haven't time to dwell on regrets and what should have been. No, we need to take action, and after hearing of Tombo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange. Even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them in their grief. But what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that? Who are left alone with their anger and their pain? May well give way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tombo's brother. Yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, ere we find ourselves beset by more monsters. I will begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbours believe are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, we will need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured we will keep you apprised of our findings. After. We've yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Isari, but for a blessing, we have received no report of others that have turned. Lord Heian, for his part, has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's fears. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated and diligent. I fear he's been away over long. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination, Isari. Might I ask you to accompany me? Thank you. I'm sure there is no cause for concern, but nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. Where is Isari? Isari is, the Ruby Sea. What? What? You want up? Okay. I've given you twice as much food because I'm trying to get her to eat dry food as well as wet. But I don't think she's ever been given dry food. So she's just been sticking her nose up at it. So I've had to give her both dry and wet food because I want to make sure she at least eats something. What's up? You want the lap? Yeah? I mean, your arse is literally blocking my mouse right now. Yep. Yep, that's my right testicle. Congratulations. You found it. I swear, pets are like heat-seeking for the most vulnerable spots. Yep, that... Uh-huh. After, Yugiri. My apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Asari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refuse to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if that has aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead? Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise lest I draw undue attention. Come, let us see what we can discover. Thank you, both of you. Kami Fury? Get up the fucking stairs. A blasphemy? You're mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited not by a monster, but a kami, Izanami. Izanami is the partner of Izanagi, the parent of all monsters and gods. And all creatures, isn't that Izanami? Yeah. Izanami is kind of like the Eve, although also a deity, not just a human. But I love that there's something in, I think it was Izanagi and Izanami, where depending on whether or not they said something or did something beforehand, they would have sex and then she would birth either a monster because they had done something like unclean or unfaithful or whatever the fuck, or she would birth like a deity if they had done it right, which is just was interesting. And I think it was Izanagi that was at fault, not Izanami, so it was the man's fault, which is refreshing in folklore. She is loafing with her face just staring at my hand and my mouse, not tracking it. No, so when I move my hand, she's not following it. She's just, "Are you okay? Baby? You sleepy?" I think she's tired. Where Lord Heian is cold and callous, she offers us boundless compassion and love. Does she now? I owe a great debt to Lord Heian. If not for him, I'd still be fighting under the Imperial standard. But the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the viceroy for her crimes, and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why some would think poorly of him, even if I do not. Aye, that's right. The blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Isari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I'm to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor mother-in-law mad. Kisei's ever been a devout believer in the kami and their blessings, but she's somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Heresy's what it is. I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma and ushers souls of the departed unto the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kisei can speak with the dead. In fact, she'll be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. Perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of their fanaticism. Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention. Might I ask you both to attend in my stead? Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. O spirits of Isari, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more. Akitsu. Father? Still tending the nets, like I taught you. Yes, Father. Every day. Thanks to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I am proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you ever be blessed by the sea's bounty. It hurts. Father, what's wrong? He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order, and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not. Izanami shall put all to rights. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them unto the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all the others will find peace. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? Kisei, can you commune with my husband? What about my family? Help me, Kisei, please. So, is Kisei's ability all that she claims? Could easily be bullshit, but a young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her. I find that rather hard to believe. Even so, those in attendance appeared quite convinced, my lord. And I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain. There was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there has not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tombo's brother. Which can only mean word of Kisei and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our loved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. She comes! Izanami! The blasphemy. Here. So what does it even look like? Lord Hian, the kami, she appeared as if from nowhere, and in the next instant this poor man was... He did. So we were too late. Wasn't he one of the villagers returned in the prisoner exchange? You recognize him then? Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder? It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you called it, but you are sorely mistaken. My daughter-in-law, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. Fuck me, I cannot stop. Minato! Please! I can't. I won't! There's no logic in it. No justice. GQ. Witch of Doma spared, given a second chance, and my husband condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Heian can't give me even that. And when I look at the families he made whole, at their happiness, I feel the hole in my heart. The gaping wound that will never heal begin to bleed. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the Kami, in Izanami. I want to believe, but oh. Okay. That model. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping for something unique. Hello, girl. You keep coming by and meowing at me, but you then don't stick around. I know you're not begging for food, so you must be begging for attention, but you keep fucking off. I suppose it could also be that she wants a litter box changed. No? You don't want to come up? You just want to meow at me? There we go. That not what you want? Huh? Next? Oh, it's a very soft meow. You okay, girl? Huh? What do you want? What's up? Okay, you're just gonna perch there again. Alright. Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between their world and ours. Surely you would not dare defy the will of the Kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of 2 innocents but recently returned to us. I cannot, I will not accept that the Kami would condone such cruelty. No crueler than the sight of Yotsu free and forgiven while my husband and son fought Garlemald's wars, now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Lord Heian, is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Only the Kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been. The villagers are no doubt loath to ask it of me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much, at least. You seemed distracted during our conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter? The echo, and the blasphemy was indeed born of Minato. Bear witness to such horror. How her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. And as a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family becoming one with the divine was the only reality with which she could come to terms. I believe I know now what must be done. I but pray her fervour does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the Enclave. Retainers, I think. Yeah. Both pretty useless for me, but that's fine. From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. It is plain she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold Yotsuyu to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path to despair paved by my good intentions. A truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience until my dying day. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore us to stop her. Which is why we must find the others who were returned to us in the prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. Welcome back, Tingles. I hope dinner was good. I cannot fucking read. But what's new? Ah. If you are come to ask after the blasphemy, I have naught to share. As of yet, our shinobi have seen no signs of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Heian has seen them safely to the Kiankan. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villagers turning. And yet, before the situation takes a turn for the worse, there's a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisei. Though a villager of Isari, I suspect she may, in fact, hail from my home, Suino Sato. Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin to contact Suino Sato in my stead. To hear tell of it, Princess Kurenai has made great strides in establishing stronger ties with the outside world. At mention of Kisei, however, their cordial warmth turned strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Suino Sato ourselves. A simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it's been many years since I left home. Were I to disguise myself, I might well go unnoticed in your company, if you are willing to take the risk. Thank you. Let us make for Onokoro then. You kept remaining rice from dinner, made some sausage and scrambled eggs for tomorrow. You'd put some teriyaki on it if you had some, but it's enough with no condiments. Sounds Sounds like a decent little bento, to be fair. I had cheat char siu pork with chicken broth rice and some roasted broccoli for my dinner. Cheats char siu in that it's marinated like char siu, but then just roasted in the oven, rather than it's supposed to be like hung and roasted that way. You enjoy making some bentos, you miss having good amounts of veg in a single meal. Yeah. I have not been very good at veg. I mean, I say that. When I make the effort to make, like, fajitas or something that I make in batches, I will put as many vegetables as I can in it. But yeah, I need more veg in my diet. I have a decent amount. I quite often will have broccoli. I have plenty of onion. Peppers whenever I make fajitas, which is not irregularly, and mushrooms. I put mushrooms in my fajitas because it's just extra umami. You have soup every meal, and that is basically your green veg, because you can have the others freely. Yeah. She is half loafed. And I say half because, like, one paw is like that, and she's folded over the other paw. So she is half loafed. I don't think I've ever seen a cat do that before. The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. How many years has it been since last I saw home? I am a shinobi of Doma, but even as a child I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Suinosato. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, Imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun. A sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon. Training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercises, and every day my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves, and hopefully the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels should I return. Do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill for my family. They've suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I would remain naught but a faceless shinobi at your employ. Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for Suino Sato. Oh, okay. All these years, yet naught appears to have changed since the day I left. But now's not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kisei's departure from Suino Sato was likely decades ago. Perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Kisei? Name sounds familiar, and yet... Apologies, friend. My memory's not as it once was. Let us seek out another.
My, it's been quite some time since last I heard that name. She was a priestess of the village, banished after drawing the ire of the former Ruby Princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder?
Please, is there anything else you can tell us?
Unagi was quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out.
Mother. I'd hoped to avoid my parents, but if there is no other way, might I ask you to take the lead? It is good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? Kisei? Yes, we were close. But that was a long, long time ago. Still, if I can be of assistance to the woman to whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Kisei was born to a family of priests, and even at an early age she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years, knowledge of events to which she could not have been privy. Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess. She was summoned to Shisui of the Violet Tides for private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in the palace, only that the princess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed a terrible secret of the royal house, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful, but who is to say the dead would know the truth, or not seek to deceive? Thus, could we never be certain if it was simply a fantasy, or a power divine? One thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen or spoken with Kisei since her banishment. Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited Suino Sato. Ah, is that so? For the briefest of moments, you reminded me of someone quite dear to my heart. Being a shinobi, I presume you've heard tales of Yugiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her. We could not be more proud of her. I will. I have no doubt she feels the same. Not a day goes by without you in her thoughts. I believe we have heard enough. Shall we return to Onokoro? My apologies for placing you in so peculiar a situation. Though I must confess, it did my heart good to see mother and father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace, as a shinobi of Doma. No, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Suino Sato opens to the world. A day when Yugiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. Would that Lord Heian could be afforded the same opportunity. But Lord Kyan and Lady Mina have long since passed. Two of too many lives lost in the Imperial occupation. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair. But make no mistake, Lord Heian knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes, and if I may be honest, it troubles me at times. But perhaps I have said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. Yordy fuck! Ugh. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved an enlightening one. So she does in fact hail from Suino Sato. You say she has possessed these divine gifts since childhood. Genuine or no, the people believe her, and more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Kienkan, its defense is bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I've spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. You've arrived not a moment too soon. The blasphemies have been sighted on the coast. For a mercy, there are no reported casualties of yet. Just the woman I was hoping for. No sooner had we cast wide our net than Confederate messenger was at our door. If you would join us, Rasho awaits our arrival at Onokoro. Well now, that the noble Lord of Doma should come in person once again. Mayhap these blasphemies truly are a threat. Indeed they are. I was told you and yours sighted our quarry quite recently. Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shoal Rock. The beast appeared to be The creature appeared to be docile by all accounts. Appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, and this blasphemy has eyes only for former conscripts, then we have naught to fear. I trust those we accepted into our care are still in yours at the Kiankan, enjoying the finest Doman hospitality. Anyway, I know not why it's come to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remains idle, but if we act quickly, there is a chance we can take it unawares. I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship and circle around the islands. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill. A simple enough plan. Shall we be off to Shoal Rock then? Shoal Rock then. Clearly, I am more tired than I realized. This is where the blasphemy was last sighted. If the fates are kind, this will all be over soon. Well, we found her. That was easy. Damn. Such speed. I doubt even my falcons could keep up with it. Ah, don't tell me that's the blasphemy flying off into the distance. I hope the ill will it bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight. Perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato? That monstrosity was Minato? You knew her. Her family tried to flee to Hingashi during the occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. But when we happened upon the wreckage, she was huddled between her parents on a piece of flotsam, desperate to keep warm. They had long since grown cold. We took her to Onokoro where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horrors she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Isari was that village. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Ori fisherman, and I knew at once she had found more than a home there. I saw them here many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to reports from Razat Han, the memories and desires of those who turn can influence their behaviours as blasphemies. Then perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here. That would also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence, and the sight of you, blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in the monster. If that is the case, an assault on the Kiankan is unlikely, guarded as it is by our samurai. But how are we to fight an enemy so quick to flee at the first sign of danger? Robbed of her parents, her husband, and now her life. I'd rather we didn't have to at all. But I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of the blasphemy again, you'll be the first to know. Perhaps next time we can put her soul to rest. There's naught to do now but bide our time. Come, let us return to the Enclave. So far, for this set of quests for a DPS class, I've only had to fight one thing. Given what we've learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to Shoal Rock. That knowledge will avail us naught if we cannot prevent it from escaping again. Lord Hien, on behalf of the people of Isari, we come with a request. We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kiankan. That they yet live is an affront to the Kami's grand design, and the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. Balance must needs be restored, and so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess Izanami. Absolutely not. 'Tis not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to sate mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duty to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yotsuyu serve your duty? How were your people made better by the sight of her walking free? For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by rights she should have died then and there. But the Kami willed otherwise, and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. With no recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yotsuyu. This was my judgment. For it, you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me. But you come before me and ask I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude? If you truly believe your cause to be so sacrosanct, believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, then step forward. Sophistry and lies. They were meant to die. The spirits demand it. Are these the words of the dead, or the living who yet mourn? Gesetsu! Oh yeah, I forgot he's bald now. Word of the Asari priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide. I thought to see the truth of it myself. By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveller hailing from the selfsame village, who had a mind to return as well, but alas could not, and so he bid me deliver a missive in his stead. Judging by the striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsu.
Your daddy ain't dead.
This is a letter from my father. He was severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery. He's alive. But that would mean...
She was lying.
Surely a woman of your talents can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events. You shall pay for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that. No apology? No community... outroar? Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my Lord Hien, I am returned. Full glad am I for it. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given the lie to Kisei's claims of preternatural powers. I gather you are apprised of recent events? Aye, did not take long to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I had heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. Imagine my surprise when I saw this spirit in the flesh. He was also on a pilgrimage, paying respects to the departed, and we chanced to meet in the Liberation Front infirmary. Would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances, but I am glad to see you all hale and hearty. Why have you come back? Tonbo, is something the matter? I wish to apologize, Lord Hien. It was wrong of me to say the things I said. I understand nothing can bring back my father, but I was so angry. Please, Tonbo. You needn't apologize. It's just... my brother was always so brave. But father's death was more than he could bear, and it turned him into that monster. If he wasn't brave enough, what chance do I have? We wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... Not that I blame you for that, Lord Hien. I understand nothing could be done. That Akitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle. But I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I have offered prayers at more graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. And yet Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies. A tempting but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal. Much like the anger some harbour for you, or resentment for the families restored while theirs remain broken. for those like that poor boy whose heart lacks for hatred, who know only sadness and despair. Aye, they too may turn. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Gesetsu. There's much I could learn from your pilgrimage. If there is aught you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It is the least I can do for the part I played in Yotsu's tragedy. I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord. Thank you again for your aid. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you'll be the first to know. Regrettably, there's been no sightings of the blasphemy since our first encounter at Shoal Rock. As Tansui surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Heian and Gesetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, he would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. So glad you could come. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us. And so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After long discussions and much deliberation, we believe we found a means to allay the growing malaise of our people. If you would, Gesetsu. The idea came to us considering young Tombo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. Put simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish, if left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we'll hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate, and though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherished most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, those belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home, to Doma, and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. It is not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and love they shared with the departed. I will help them find it. Might the liberator of Doma be willing to favour the people with her presence as well? I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Good. Yugiri, I leave the people of Isari to you. Gesetsu, might I ask you to... Apologies, my lord, but there is a small but most urgent matter I must attend to first. Very well. I shall not pry. Now, let us go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai.
Namai.
Right then. Before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to the tales of their loved ones. As overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it is of the utmost importance we keep clear of any beasts that might damage our cargo. It goes without saying how important it is that their offerings are delivered in pristine condition, and I will be no good to you in a fight while heavily encumbered. If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask that you fight for us both. But we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. For now, let us be off. So I might actually have to fight things. My husband, my dear sweet Maria, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might know peace. Please, take this painting brush to the Swallow's Compass. Shall handle it with the utmost care. Might we trouble you to tell us more about your husband? Maria was a kind and gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. Any spare moment was dedicated to his craft, and he produced the most wonderful vistas of Yangsha. It was his dream to take us to Kagane, where he would become a famous artist, until he was conscripted. In the early days he'd send drawings of the places they took him, though I know not how, but more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died. I pray it was as beautiful as his works. He sounds like quite a man, to hold fast to his art even when forced to endure such hardship. His soul will find peace, of that I have no doubt. I must thank you again, Lord Ian, for this honour. My son would have been overjoyed to know his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's Compass. Nay, the honour is mine. I am sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, so was I once upon a time. A samurai, as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son, Motasue, has never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow in my footsteps, gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I'd forsaken swell in my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas. He could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort. He bore the burden and fought for Garlemald, for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. 'Tis plain he was a loving son and a warrior true. I will care for his blade as if it were mine own, and see it given the honour and respect due a samurai of Doma. I realise it's quite large, but I wanted to offer this on behalf of my brother and our father, Suzushiro. If you are willing, I would very much like to hear more about them both. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man, if a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd see them laughing over drinks together, or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. I wanted to join them one day. This was their favorite sake. I thought they might miss it. I am sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father. If you will allow, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead. When you are of age, of course. This should be everything. Would you join me for a short reprieve before our journey back? Oh. I keep fucking doing that. Stuff I can murder. It'll give me fuck all for murdering it. But that doesn't mean I can't still do it. Yeah, that really wasn't worth it. They put on brave faces, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same at every village I have visited in recent days. It is only now that I am struck by the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believed Doma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do. Yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that yet haunts my people. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands, like poor Tonbo's brother, how are we... Pardon me. How are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? You speak of their haunted pasts, Lord Heian, but what of yours? Is there not someone for whom you yourself still grieve? What of yours? Me? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. Ha! She cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord. For the best, I should think, for he cannot lead by example if he has not yet made peace with his own past. A thousand apologies, my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father in the turmoil of a failed rebellion is staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you. Aye, how could you even begin to mourn, when first you had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funerary rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. I thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu. But if I may ask, why is it you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be naught but a trifle, or am I mistaken? Well, I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance, if you will excuse me. Training. To help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that he should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend. If I am to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it. The moment it all came crashing down. We'd taken Doma Castle, victory was ours. But when we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching towards us, the Crown Prince at the fore, no sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remember how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant, how he wept for his lord while I felt the weight of the profound duty bear down upon my shoulders. Crushing. Suffocating. The heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions. When all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance, I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. To this day, I have not stopped to reflect on my father's death. How could I, devoted as I am to finding Doma's way forward? Now I must. And so, having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through with me to journey's end? The keepsake I would offer up for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid. But worry not, my Yol will ferry us. Just a moment. We both have Yol. The place we seek is Plum Spring in the mountains. Shall we? Tree. I hope you're not planning on taking the entire tree. My parents would bring me here for Hanami as a child. Its beauty and serenity was such I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here. Which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Aww. Charming, is it not? The great auspice Shitian Dasheng, said to reside somewhere along the Dairyu chain. Yeah, I've killed him. Sorry. In those days, anyone and everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I was, I once even tried to seek him out, hoping he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming-of-age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More a keepsake of mine than his, to be sure, but he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. And that is precisely how I wish to bid him farewell. With a smile. It should go without saying I'd prefer it not become known that I kept this doll here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? And with that, I believe it is time we return to the Enclave. Bedtime for you? Fair enough, Patinga. Thank you for coming by. Sleep well. I imagine, well, I won't be going too much longer. We have one more quest left in this chain, and that'll probably be where I call it. There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding apace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path of despair. Of course, there still remains the problem of the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain at the Kian Khan until it has been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that I would be honoured if you were present for the funerary rites. Pray, speak with Yugiri when next you visit the Enclave, and she'll tell you more of the proceedings. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I'll inform Lord Heian of your arrival. You're here. Excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our settlements. I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you were planning to take part in the ceremony? Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gesetsu will not be joining us today. He's injured himself, as I knew he would with his secret training, and now grumbles from the confines of his bed. But he'll be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral. It's gonna actually be quicker if I leave from here. Hey, you two. Look, I have a head for each of you. Nem nem nem. The villagers should arrive ere long, and we may begin. Lord Heian, I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearn to believe my daughter was a kami reborn, but you were right. She is a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead. Nay, this ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so, as a humble citizen of Doma, I offer my deepest gratitude and beg for your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear sweet Minato. I throw myself on your mercy, Lord Heian. Allow them a place within the mausoleum that their spirits may know peace. There is no need to There is no need to beg forgiveness, Kisei. Please, rise. For fuck's sake. She will come for you. By the Kami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy. One of those weapons doesn't belong. Heian? He saved me, kind of. He saved me from taking more. Fuck me.
Concentrate.
It is nothing.
I need healing. Badly. Never mind. Is this when Gusetsu rolls in? Yes. Okay. Oh. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. Hey, Thrill, how you doing? So is he using geomancy? Gusetsu? What is that staff? Pilgrimage proved a most enlightening experience, and it is where I chanced to discover the benefits of ascetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord. Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. You're doing well? Good. I'm doing alright. I've been feeling a little off, but it's probably mostly psychosomatic from my temporary filling coming out. Because it's nothing related to that tooth. It's just I've been feeling a bit run down and not feverish, but like I'm coming down with a cold. But it's also one of the first days where I've not taken a hay fever tablet. So it could just be hay fever, thinking about it. That is an option. Stubborn as ever. I shall have to thank you later. Could be hay fever or all the needles I've had. I don't know. It would be a few days delayed if it was something to do with the needles. I think that when because it will have, the temporary filling will have come out whilst I was eating. I think it is, when it came out, it is done stuff to other parts of my mouth without me realizing whilst I was eating. And now I'm dealing with, like, I've got a little bit of, it almost feels like there's a scratch at the back of the top of my throat, back of my mouth. And, like, stuff like that just makes me feel not at my best. But it is what it is. Let us put an end to this. You have, unfortunately, made yourself known, probably at the last fight.
For you, Father.
I should really be letting the bar build up more before I use that. Oh, motherfucker. Should have just let Gesetsu die. Should have just let Gesetsu die. Does that count as a death? I didn't I'll count it as a death. Well, we have to get back to Gesetsu.
For you, Father.
Okay. Ran out of storage space. We're back. I'm gonna have to edit this together. Yay.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Owie. All right, we go again.
For you, Father.
I always forget to keep the debuffs active. My uptime is not great.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Thank you, cassette. Die. There we go. If I was not having to watch the hotbar as much, because I remembered where buttons were and when to press them, I probably would have done that first time. But I didn't realize they were doing interruptible attacks, because I was having to look at my buttons. That's what I get for playing Bard for the first time in ages. A deceiver to the bitter end. She is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial, and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. I've gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past. To pay respect to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here, at Swallow's Compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray, never forget their bravery, that the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Moroya Motokawa, the aspiring painter. He was a man who saw beauty in all things and one day would have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motusue Jito, a warrior in training. He longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzushiro Kodokumi, the carpenter, a man wholly dedicated to his craft who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children. And lastly, Minato Shihugaki and her mother-in-law Kise. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, she was given into the care of the village of Isari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kise, who herself had been born to Isari on winds of tragedy. Kise was a child of the deep, born in Suinosato. For her gifts she was exiled. With her courage and tenacity, found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as though she were her own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. Let your hearts swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the Swallow's Compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. Well, certainly wasn't expecting battle with a blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short time. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same. So, back to the Enclave. Whoop. Pressing the wrong fucking buttons. Back to the Enclave. Ooh. We've held a national funeral and slain a blasphemy besides. Rather productive day, would you not agree? Former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for all of us when I say your appearance at the Swallow's Compass came as something of a shock. What of your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I might be well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my ailing body would allow. Cane suits you, Kasetsu. Your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold, almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine my ascetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you're leaving then? Worry not, Lord Hien. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past. We've turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk it with eyes unclouded and with pride. Thank you, Rosy Fairy Queen, for the raid. Hi, guys. How you all doing? Unfortunately, you are coming in what's probably the last, 10 minutes. But welcome. Welcome. You've done so much for us. For Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. Raid train? If I may ask one last favour. Before you leave, please, inform our representative at Razat Han that blasphemy has been vanquished, and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our experiences here will prove useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts. And back we go. And that is the last of the role quest. Well, it's not exactly the last of the role quests. Phantom and Stormblood. Phantom, yes, but post Endwalker. Lady After, you're returned. What word from Doma? Shit's all good. Blasphemy is no more. That's most wonderful news. I must inform the other delegates at once. Thank you again for answering our summons. If another threat should rear its dastardly head, I pray we can count on your assistance again. Yeah. And that's now unlocked quests from Shurabat. That will be the like capstone role quest. Cool, cool, cool. You're on Cerberus. I quite often will go to Cerberus for the market board. Cerberus's market board is usually better than Phantom. Sorry for stealing your items. What are you gonna check? It depends on the item, but yeah, Cerberus and it tends to be Cerberus, Spriggan, or Moogle for Chaos. It seems like they tend to have the items that I'm usually looking for. Give me money. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button again. Okay. Cool. We're not doing too badly then. Not really anything that I need to do here right now. I didn't even need to come to get my money, but I like knowing that I have money. I don't think that's necessarily that surprising, is it? I am tired. There isn't really... You come to Phantom for hunt trains and S ranks. Yeah. Serbi, Moogle, and Louis Soir are the big ones you think. Spriggan, you're not sure why. I don't know. It might just be that there's less people on Spriggan buying the stuff. I don't know. Louis Soir does come up quite a bit as well, but it depends what I'm going for. I feel like I also will world hop for S ranks and fates and stuff, but you buy stuff from Phantom and Spriggan sometimes because they're cheaper. Yeah. It depends what you're after. Like, I am obviously in post-Endwalker. I started this character February last year. I played a bit before that, but the majority of my playtime has been on this character. So yeah, like buying logograms for Eureka or Forgotten Memories for Bosnia. I will hop around to try and find them when I need them. Yeah. What is my playtime actually? $128 days, 17 hours, and 41 minutes. Yeah. This character is... what is it? I think I started it on, like, the 10th. Is 454 days. So, we'll round up and say 129 over 458 is about, it's 28%. 28% of the last 15 months has been me playing this game. Yeah. The playtime alone isn't bad, but the context that has been almost 30% of like the last year and a bit. Almost, yeah. Round it up, 1/3. That is worrying, isn't it? Anyway, I am gonna head off. I need to go and make sure that Nyx, my cat, is okay because she disappeared a little while ago. Didn't disappear, like she's just not in the room with me. Yeah, thank you very, very much, Rosie and everyone else, for coming by. Sorry that it was right at the end. I will be live again tomorrow doing Delbrum Regine Savage, and probably finishing up that role quest cap thing. Otherwise, I will be playing Dark Souls 2 Pure Caster challenge run on Saturday and Sunday, doing the Dark Souls 2 DLCs. So if that interests you, there's that as well. Your alt has over a year of playtime on it, and your WoW character, which you barely played since Wrath, has over 2 years on it. I don't want to know what my Warframe playtime was before I stopped playing. I sunk too much. Did I do the Shadowbringers capstone role quest? Yes! Yes, I did. I have done... I don't remember it necessarily that well. But I've done... We have done leveling every job, every relic. I am working my way through the Bosnian relics still. As you can see by my duty log, we've 100% finished the Paladin Bosnian relic, but I haven't finished any of the others yet. I'm kind of waiting until I unlock the Mandeville relics, which means that I need to do all of the Hildebrand quest lines, because I've not done any of that yet, so that I can use the tombstones I get from Bosnia to buy the Endwalker stuff. You think they're called the Void quests? Oh wait, no, they'd be under here, wouldn't they? Yeah, so I did that. Rosie hasn't done them, but you were jumping up and down during Endwalker after having done the Shadowbringer ones. Ah. I'll have to see. That'll be for tomorrow after DRS. But yeah. I need to go away and edit together today's stream because I ran out of recording space. Because I'm a professional. I need to clear out my inventory as well. Jesus. It's getting clogged. Ugh. But yeah. Thank you very much for coming by, guys. Again, sorry it was right at the end. Shall we have a look? To be honest, I feel like I am about to pass out. So, if you are going to do a raid chain, that may be better off left to Rosie to decide where to go. You're back. Cool, cool. Yeah. Thank you very much, and have a good one. I'll catch you later. See ya.